Alaikum. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all today in Sharjah Award for Educational Excellence, session 27, and to thank you for attending this workshop. I'm Samah Mohammed, and I'll be your guide through the workshop. Our goal here is to increase your understanding of the term and condition, the domains, the standards, and the quality of evidence required for the outstanding school category. I would like to assure that for you, reading the documents carefully before you start will help you to achieve what is required successfully, inshallah. I would like also to say that you may have many questions. I would recommend you to write it down on a piece of paper. Wait until we reach domain 5. If we answered your question, that's it. If not, you can write it on the chat. And after we finish the whole domains, which are 6, I'll be looking at the question. And after we have a small presentation from Ms. Esma. And after that, we are going to look at the questions. Thank you very much. So the category, Outstanding School. You have the vision and the mission, that is to, as you know, being pioneer in national education system, and how to lead our generation to be pioneering in the system, and to provide the tools and the innovation to reach the excellency service for this system. The timeline plan for the award, as you know, starting from December, we will continue until January. Submitting all application form will be on the 15th of April, and the press conference to announce the winner will be on the 17th of June, inshallah. I'll be just going through these. These are 12 categories, and we have the rewards for the category. We have 3 places, and we will start now looking at the outstanding school. Now, I want you to know that when we talk about the outstanding school, we are looking at the whole school, the whole effectiveness of the school. You are showing your story, okay? And you are going it gradually. You will tell us the process, how you follow up the tools that you are using, the progress you achieve, and you will show some evidence like the statistics, figures, tables, maybe pictures, videos, so many evidence. But you need to make sure that these evidence are quality, okay? And you will show also in the planning the results and the impact. So the most important things is the impact, the result and the impact, and how it affects the whole school internally and externally on the community. So this is what we mean by effectiveness. The term and condition, I'm sure that you've been looking at, you looked at the general condition. This is something you need to read carefully, but I'll be focusing here specifically on regarding outstanding school. So everybody in private and public schools are eligible to participate in the award, and you need to show or provide a tested letter from the Ministry of Education that there is no administrative and financial regulation for the last 3 years. The number of pages you have here, 500 pages only, and the kind of attachment, no more than 1 attachment to 1 page. You need to attach a copy of the school organizational structure and job description, revealing the name of the team that's preparing the file. And you need to know that the full cycle must be passed if the school win any other educational excellency award in the country. The applicant must not have won the Charter Prize for Educational Excellency in the same category before 3 rounds of the winning year. The diversity and comprehensiveness of the evidence is required. So as we said, it should be clear and for the previous 3 years. For the application form, you need also to know that there is a specific conditions. You need to work on this. So it should be completed online. Handwritten forms will not be accepted. You need to look at the category that you participated in carefully. Read the guideline, read the form, and it should be sent in a flash memory, not in a CD. And you should be committed to the number of pages attached required for the category in which you apply. Each evidence page should not include more than 2 attachments. Attachments and supporting document should be well documented and limited to the last 3 years of study and the first semester of the nomination year. Attachment and supporting document should be numbered and sequenced, and this is very important for the judges to look at as sequenced and organized. All evidence and attachment issued by the official authority must be certified and authenticated. Diversification is preferred for certificate and evidence. The nominee is committed to matching the electronic file with its document and attachment to the paper file, if any. And there must be 4 electronic copies for the work, and must submit 4 hard copies printed from the original nomination form, certified and authenticated by the educational zone, with the 3 personal photos with white background attached and a copy of ID card. Both sides. It's important that when you organize your work, you need to read everything mentioned in the application form and to know the domains and the standards in this category, and then try to plan how you are going to present this as evidence. And now you need to know that the one who will be looking at your file will get the whole idea. Okay, so when you are going to present some standards, some standards may be integrated, or you will have the same evidence. So the one who will be looking at your file will get it, will understand that you gathered many standards in this evidence. So you need to make it clear. So starting with domain 1, which is the institutional leadership, we have 6 standards here. And I'll be going through each standard. I'm sure that you understand each standard is just going for the things that may be ambiguous to you. So as a start, the strategic plan, of course. You need to look at the strategic plan as a guideline. Okay, this is the work that you are going to show in your file. It must include all the standards that is mentioned in this guideline, okay, in this category. And you are covering all the evidence and the indicators that must be covered. And you are showing evidence on how you implement and how you follow up, and the tools that you used, and the data analysis, the success criteria here, and the impact on the school and the community. Okay, this is something you need to look at every time you are showing your evidence. So there must be a strategic plan that has elements, which is like a vision, the mission, the strategic targets, and you can integrate it with the ministry vision and mission and show the connection. And you will show your priority and your initiative in this plan, and how you are looking to achieve them. Looking at the operational plan here, you will show your operation plan for the last 2 years with the year of submission, and you will show the evidence that you are like, if you have a plan before, you maybe add to this plan, you improved the plan, you added according to the needs of the school, you added new things to the plan. You've been working maybe on something and you still continue doing it because it show development and improvement in the school performance, for example. So all of this you're going to show the evidence. And then there is the evaluation of operational plan. And here we are looking at how you follow up, okay, the plan and the kind of reports in the operation plan. Now, when you show the projects, show it as like a name. It has a name, and there is the targets that you are going to achieve in this project, and the kind of procedure. What are the procedure you are going to work on, and you are going to show the results, okay, in these programs. I want you to focus also on if there is a number of projects that the school need to be highlighted, you need to look at these numbers. Looking at standard 2, which is the crisis, challenges, and challenges management, you will be looking at this also in other standards. So you, as I said before, the kind of evidence you are going to use in one standard, you may use it in other standards. You may use many evidence, but you need to be smart on show how these standards are linked to each other. Here you are going to look at the current situation in the school, and you are going to use some tools. Now, I'll be focusing here on innovation, okay? You may do some ordinary things. You may do some extraordinary things. Think on how you are going to show the tool of your, on how you manage the crises and challenges in your school, and how you analyze these challenges and find solution and choose the best alternative, and then work on this, and maybe use the impact matrix to show that. Even the solutions must be innovative, and it's clear. The process of working on this solution is clear for the whole school. It's not one group knowing it, but the whole school showing it. As I said before, it's not, we are not looking only at individuals, but we are looking at the whole school effectiveness. On standard 3, we are looking at the innovation in institutional performance. Here you are going to show the innovation in your school and the kind of tools you use to develop your workplace, and the kind of excellent services that you provide for the students, for the workers, for the community, for the parents. We want to see the innovation as a culture in the school. So when you are going to show some of your employee or students or parents' work, you're showing it that they are doing an innovation or innovative product. There is an innovative product, and everybody is working on it together. So here you will be providing 5 services that is innovative, implemented. You will show the target group, and the results, and you will provide the evidence on how you implement these services. Standard 4, talking about motivation and inspiration. And of course, this is very important because you will be here showing a system. You have a motivation system in your school. Everybody know about it. And there is kind of guideline for the system. And the people are motivated to reach and give some initiative or take initiative to reach, to have this motivation. So you will show here 5 mechanism or methods used, and maybe you will be showing the parents, maybe participation and community. Maybe you have some figures in the schools or outside school that support the school. You want to show this, so you will be showing it in this standard. In change management, here you will be looking at the challenges and the update things that happen in the educational aspects, and you will show that the school is adapting this change well, and you will show the methods. First of all, you will show the challenge, and then the method that the school is adapting to make it able to adapt this change and solve the problem. And maybe if you have some resistance from some people in the school, you manage to do this by having like a plan, and the behavior of the individuals in the school are organized, and everybody know what they are doing, and they are all on the same page, and you have like a system on how to deal with this challenge. Okay, and it has an impact. The result has an impact on the students, maybe on the teachers, on the employee in general. And of course, there are some steps here, as you can see, that maybe the school has a team, and maybe they are using some kind of sample or model to manage this change. And there's a plan, there is evidence, show the improvement on this challenge, or maybe defeating this challenge. We want to see the process you are using. In standard 6, we are talking about policies and regulation. And here the school has a clear system, policies, and strict procedures with all parties in the school. And here, for example, let's say leading teaching and learning, for example, or evaluation or improve the continuous improvement of the school. So you have a policy for this, and you have regulation for this, and you are going to show that and how you implement this, and show maybe how many people are involved in this. Maybe parents are also involving and taking initiative to do something to show how this policy is important, for example. And of course, all of these are mentioned in the operation plan. Here we end with the domain 1 and starting with domain 2, which is the resources leadership. Basically, here we are talking about 2 standards. One is the human resources and material resources. Now, for the human resources, we are looking generally on the quality. Okay, anything you're going to show, you need to show the quality of it and how it's sustained, okay, in the whole school, and it's continuous in the whole school. It's not something you just did and it's done at that time. No, it's improved, and you show the improvement and you continue doing it, and everybody know about this. So it's also like knowledge management in the school. You will here show the competency, performance competency of the employee, and the kind of programs and activities, methods, the training that is done that meet the needs of each category, like, for example, administrators, teachers, technical stuff. So you will show these programs, maybe you'll show it as tables, charts, evidence, kind of equality, the kind of evidence you are going to show. Maybe there are forums, posters, bulletins, workshops. Everything is organized for an external party to look at your work on this. You will be providing it neatly and clearly that these are the needs we make, like, for example, investigation or a survey on our needs, or according to what the leadership noticed, and we worked on this through a plan, and then we implement this plan, and then this is the outcome and this is the result. Okay, and the result will show the improvement of this training. Okay, or maybe you have a talented teacher, you will show that. Okay, and how to assess the employee and on their performance. You will show that you are following up with the employee, and you are, like, for example, when you do the reports and the evaluation visits, you are showing reports on following this employee, and how maybe later on the next visit, after a period of time, this work has been improved or this employee has been developed. And maybe you will show also the kind of BDs they have and how they implement it and followed up by the administrations. Here you will be required to identify 4 innovative mechanisms that's applied in evaluating the performance of the employee in your school in different categories. It's very important to read the number of methods or projects or whatever is requested in the guideline, because that's what we are looking. And of course, the category form will help you. You need to go back to the form and see how you are going to write this as evidence. Looking at the material resources here, we are looking at how the school is the rationalization of expenditure, and you will show 6 methods in using in doing this, and how you can maintain the sustain of these resources, and for how you develop these resources. You will show the innovation and the efforts that is done to make it developed, the budget development, and increasing your financial resources from the outside and within the school authorities given to it. And you will show also three efforts to increase its financial resources. And this is very important to look at how many efforts or work need to be done. We're also looking at the building. Now, look at the end here. It says, consider not being confused with the answer of this question and question 3 about the attractive environment within the 3rd category or the 3rd domain later on. So here, when we talk about building, we are looking at the maintenance and how this building is reflecting the competency of the school or the efficiency of the school, how you invest the building to in the learning process and educational process. Like, for example, here are given, there is a maintenance plan, there is a follow-up, there is you show how you invest the spaces and the places in your school, the classes, maybe how you provide the resources in that building and how you organize it in that building. Maybe posters hanged showed about, for example, the hygienes or how to, or for the fire drill, for example. So you are showing all these guidelines that need to be done basically in the school. I want you to think of the, always look at or keep in your mind when you do your file, am I doing the ordinary thing, the basic thing that should any school do, or I'm doing an extraordinary thing or something that is innovative, that's something that is different than what other schools are doing. Always think of this when you are looking at any standard, okay? In domain three, teaching and learning, leadership, we are looking at 8 standards. And here, in the first one, we are looking at the academic achievement of the students. So there is a specific process you need to do here. And I think in the form, it shows that in a table. And you will show the number of the students and the levels and how they succeed and in each academic year, and the percentage of each level and the percentage of the overall percentage of success. And this is for the past 3 years. Okay, so you need to do this. In standard 2, we are looking at the school program and activities to improve students' performance and results. And here you will show how you care about improving the performance of the students and the kind of programs that you are applying in the school for each level or category of the students. You have superior students, for example, you have students need support, low achievement, middle achievements, and students with special educational needs, people with determination. You need to look at this category and you are going to show your plan towards improving their performance in your school. And here the school is required to highlight 3 programs and activities for each category. Okay, for the superior and the students with low achieving students, and 2 program or 2 activity for those who are in middle achieving students and students with determination. In, in standard 3, we are looking at talented students. Now, at the beginning here, I want you first, as I said before at the beginning, you need to show the gradual process of anything, okay? So looking at the talent, that means first you identify the students with talent. So you will show how you identify these students, and then you will show the kinds of activities or programs you've done for these students, and then you will show the tools that you used and to show the process or the progress of the students and how they developed, and then the result of this program. You need always to do this, okay? Whenever there is something you need to do, you will show how you identify it, and then how the process, you will show the process and the tools that you use to measure, and then the results, the data analysis at the end, and then you will show the success achievements out of it. So here you are required to highlight 5 for students' talents and offer 2 programs to help its development and results, and for each type of talent program and the result. The development of students' hobbies also. We need to look at how schools are discovering students who have hobbies. So you are actually identifying also students who have hobbies in your school, and you are trying to develop this hobbies through the activities maybe, and that help to build the character of the students. And maybe you have tools in the school that you use to um, uh, make an inventory, for example, for these hobbies, and there are results for these. Like I remember once talking about a musical forum that happened in the school, and they are gathering the talents of all students, and there was like a big events for it. So you need to show the results. Standard 4, we are talking about the attractive environment and supporting for teaching learning process. Now, this is the one that I, I want you to not confuse with the previous ones that we talked before. Here we are looking at the working environment, okay? And in the classes and the facility of the school, you show that you are supporting the teaching and learning, and maybe you will show the satisfaction of this organization or this environment by maybe the workers, the learners, the parents, the administrators, by doing like surveys or charts or whatever evidence you think of. So here you are required to explain 5 of its innovative and outstanding efforts, and to provide an attractive environment. And you have here 5 elements, areas: classroom environment, modern technology, enrichment activity, functional environment for teacher, environment supporting innovative for all elements of the school community and of administrators, teacher, and students. And each field has 5 efforts. Okay, this is important. In standard 5, supporting positive behavioral value and prevent the address negative behavior. Now here, this is kind of also managing crisis, by the way, okay, if there is a negative behavior. So, and here we want to see how the school is care about increasing the values, the positive behavioral values, and you support and promote these values through the activities, the program, and how students are involved in these activities. It's not only teacher doing it; it's the students involved in each of the activities that is done, and they are actually leading these activities. And here you will be requesting to highlight 5 of the activities and programs. Okay, and you will show, of course, the result. So it's like a process. You will also provide like evidence of the activities and surveys of parents and students who have benefited from this survey of this service, maybe through like a survey that you've done, and show that they are very happy about this, and it shows improvement maybe of these activities. And looking at the negative behavior, you will show how you draw attention toward negative behavior, and you have what kind of programs that you are doing to prevent students from falling into these behaviors. And you will be requesting to highlight 4 of the activities and programs in this area, and you will show how that show the improvement that actually students prevented from doing these behaviors. Okay. Standard 6, promoting the Arabic language. As you know, as an Arabic country, the language is very important. So you will show how you promote for the language, and how the kind of contribution that the school is doing to keep this as a value language, and that you have like creative students and teachers who are actually doing something, or they are talented in this, and you are promoting them. You have activities and program and procedure maybe it should be, of course, an innovative one. Always think, is it innovative? Is it something different, or it's something ordinary? We are looking at the distinctive here. You are doing something that is excellent. So you are requested to show 4 variety of procedure with the impact or outcome indicated, and the score of each procedure is 4 points, as is mentioned. Promoting students' well-being, including those with special needs and people of determination. And I don't want you to think of that this is the only standards talking about special needs and people of determination. In any standard we are looking at, we're looking how you care about these students in every standard, okay? And what kind of program that you specify for this group of students. So for here, we want the school to show that they have like system. There is a methodology that the school is following to identify those students, this category students. And there is maybe like a partnership with outside association to identify or care about the students. And you have a clear procedure for inclusion. You will show that. And you have like a plan, operation plan or action plan to support these students academically, psychologically, physically. Uh, and you have like an expert or specialized team to care about these students, and you will show that in your evidence, okay, to make sure that students are actually been cared of. There is also records for to follow all the progress of this category of students. You will show that this is how they start, and this is after we implement this kind of program or these kinds of activities, this is the improvement of the students. So this is also very important. We want also to know that how the school are following up with the parents of these students and how they are provided with their academic level and personal progress during their learning, and how they are improved and moving to the next stage of their learning. Now in standard 8, we are looking at evaluation system, and here we are looking at that the school are evaluating their works. So you start with a team in the school to do the self-evaluation for the performance, and there is a specific role for this team, and then the team are collecting data and then documenting maybe, and then they show results, and then if we need some filling gaps and some support, they are providing it for the school. Of course, these all will be shown in your plan, and in each step there is a plan, there is an action plan, and there is a decision making, there is solving problem according to the evaluation. Now here in the process of solving problem, okay, this is any process of solving problem should have these points here, like identifying the problem, because if you don't identify, this is an actual problem. And then you will be collecting data, finding best alternative, and then working on it, implementing it, following it, and see how it improved. Maybe it needs change, and then maybe take another decision to maybe change something to reach the final result. So all this process, you will show it in the evaluation system. We want to see a process, how you do the self-assessment of the school performance and how you improve the school. Domain 4, we are talking about safety, security, and well-being leadership. Here we are looking at well-being, security, and safety. In the well-being, here, we want to look at how school have, we talked about the policy before and regulation. This is linked to it. So you will show that you have a specific policy for the well-being. And there is like, for example, the child protection. And maybe there is some parties that are involved here. And there is a specific procedure for those who are violating these procedures. And of course, there is some programs, health program in the school, and you will show these programs to keep up with the students and their well-being, healthy well-being. Maybe there is a program for the improving the personal development of the students and the emotional intelligence of the students, and maybe integrating this with the curriculum. Now, integrating, this is important here, integrating the activities that you are doing or the ideas you want to targeted maybe ideas that you want to achieve in the school in the curriculum. This is very important. The kind of activities that is done in the school must be studied very well to show that the school uh, is spreading awareness. Okay, you want to send a message to the students that you must be healthy, for example. We care about your health, we care about you. The same with the workers. So sending this message need to be shown in your evidence. The quality of evidence here is very important. Looking at the skills, 21st century skill here, and how you link it to the curriculum and how that improve and develop students, and maybe they have skills of research and critical thinking, innovation, and so on. And maybe you have like an outside certificate that you received in the school. This will be an evidence, for example, the positive school, the safest school, the child-friendly school, and so on. This will show that you participated also externally regarding the well-being. Security and safety here, we are looking at the school is using some tools to develop the security procedure in the school and safety. So you will show that this is our plan for health and safety or security. And there are some, there are some reports that you are showing. And for the school here, you need to clarify 5 of the security and safety measures that is implemented in the school. And you will show also clarify the results of the implementation and the whole procedure, and with the outcome, of course, that has an impact, successful impact on the school as a whole, either students, employee, community inside inside school and community and outside. In Domain 5 here, we are looking at the school leadership in national and international community. We have 4 standards. Standard 1, we are looking at communicating with parents, institutions, and community figures. And here you will be showing 5 programs of communication and the results of for parents, and 5 programs to communicate with its result with the institution and community figures. So it's about parents and community and kind of programs that you are doing to make sure that there's an effective communication with them. And again, there will be a plan, and there is the implementation, the procedure, there is tool, there is result, there is an impact. You need to show all of these. Okay, this is very important to show the impact of this. Don't show a program or a work without showing the impact of this work. Standard 2, students' participation in community events, volunteering, citizenship, and entrepreneurship. Here we want the school to show 5 events, and each one have 2 programs or activities with, again, results, and 5 programs for voluntary or 5 voluntary programs and activities. And we want to see that students are actually leading these works. It's not the school doing it only, but show that students are actually on hand. They are doing with the school. They are taking the lead. There is the student's voice. Okay, they are doing something and show these values. In standard 3, we are looking at the motivation to participate in the Charge Awards for Excellency. And here, of course, we want to see that schools are doing an effort to spread the awareness of the Charge Award Excellency, and they are doing the 6. We want you to look at 6 categories, and for each category, you are doing program, activity, and method, and implementing it, and there is a results maybe out of these programs, and maybe you will do a survey that show that you did these workshops, you did this forum, you did this newsletter, this publication, and everybody is knowing about this and get benefit out of it. And standard 4 here, participation in competitions, national, regional, and international. I think in the form there's like a schedule, like table, where you put your participation and show in which level is your participation. And um, this will show that the school has a vision. Okay, they want to show their talent. They want to show that they are distinguished, or they have an excellent work that is that can be joined nationally, regionally, and internationally. So we want you to show this. We want you to show more about the school work on this participation. The last domain here, the distance learning leadership, and it has 6 standards. And of course here in distance learning, here we are talking about hybrid learning and how the schools are doing some activities and they are achieving like the success on reaching all the students and parents, workers in this distance learning to reach the ultimate goals of this learning. So you will show how, of course, during this period, you will show how you succeeded in showing the impact on students, on teachers, on the parents and the community, and the kind of work you've been doing during this period. So in standard 1, the well-being and the quality of students' life, education, administration, staff, and stakeholder. Here you will be looking at how the whole students are integrated, they are participating and involved in the distance learning activities, and how they are aware of the cybersecurity and digital work. Now you will be hearing a lot of cybersecurity and digital work in this domain. So always focus on how the school, what does the school did to make sure that there's a quality of life for the students and the workers. You will show the programs and initiatives that's done for the mental health. Maybe you want to show like happiness survey or certification survey to show all the activities that is done and how it affected the students or the employee or the community. You are doing a lot of activities that make them contribute to their learning. And standard 2, communication and connection and collaboration with parents in the context of distance learning. Here we want to see the kind of the effective communication with the parents during this period, and the kind of channels that are using to make sure that the parents are easily access to these services, to the school services, and they can maybe apply complaint or a suggestion, or maybe support the school for and the students in their students learning. We want to see also the kind of mechanism that the school are doing internally and externally to make sure that they are providing the right environment for that meet the learner and the workers' need during this period. We want you also to show that you are collecting all the data for for the learners, and there is a kind of communication with the parents, or there's a system in the school that you are the parents access to the information and get the information and receive information. They are sending information and receiving information from that system maybe. We also here we have the digital competency for teachers and management staff within the context of the distance learning. And here we are looking at, this will be the same as the next standard, which is standard 4, but this is for teachers and management staff, and the other one, the standard 4 will be for the students. So it's basically about that everybody know, okay? They are accessible to the channels, to the platform, to the application, and these applications actually supporting them and enriching them. We also want to show that you are using this digital to collect data and analyze the data. There is a kind of culture in the school on how to use this digital uh, digital platform or channels or content. The environment is appropriate and they are actually innovating in this environment. And maybe again, you need to do some surveys to show that they are happy and they are satisfied in this process. It's very important that you're promoting global awareness and digital citizenship and responsibility model of teacher and administrative staff, of spreading a culture of tolerance, human relationship, moral values, and strengthening the digital value system. As I said before, the same as standard 3. This is for the students. Again, students are accessible to the digital platform and channels. They are protected. They feel they are protected, and they know about cyberbullying, and they know how to prevent themselves from this bully. They know to whom to contact and what are the right procedure. Um, they are also using the internet safely. They can use the internet, and uh, and maybe this is linked to the crisis management here, that the students are aware of what's going on in the digital world and how to deal with these challenges. And the same, promoting universal citizenship and national values by spreading culture of tolerance, human relationship, moral values, and aspect of diversity in the context of their learning. The fifth standard here, the organizational leadership competencies in the context of distance learning. Again, here we are talking about the how school is implementing a clear and easy documented policies. This is linked to the policy and regulation that we talked about. You have a policy, you have a regulation, it's spread out in the school. Everybody know about it. The channels is clear, everybody is using it. And there is like a guideline, there is a handbook maybe they can refer to know how to deal with many issues. Maybe you will be using some tools, and these tools also accessible to the teachers and students and parents. Maybe you have like a specific procedure in dealing or preventing plagiarism and using technology. And there is a system. You want to show here that you have a whole system in this distance learning, and the system is safe and protecting the teachers and students and parents, and they know what to do, and they know to where they are heading. In standard 6, safety and cyber security within the context of distance learning. And here we are looking at developing strategies and policies for digital safety. So again, it's not the ordinary thing. We want to look at the distinction here, because you will be winning the outstanding school. So you need to show the outstanding plans, the outstanding activities activities, the outstanding strategies that you're using on cybersecurity and safety, and accountability activities at leadership level. And you will show the evidence on each points here. Maybe you will show training about it. Maybe you'll show implementation activity. Maybe there is a program about it. And preparing and developing the school's electronic infrastructure to support the provision of technical security and filtering system that fit the school environment. This is very important, that you are protecting the staff and the learners from any attack. And the teacher and students and parents feel that they are happy about it, and they feel safe and secure about what the school procedure. Maybe you are establishing good strategic partnership with third parties at the policy, government agencies, online safety organization, and other, to help school and community member to deal with the priority issues. Data information security solution and technical policies focusing on increasing teaching and learning opportunities to ensure safe environment for all employees and students. Now, this is the end of the presentation. This is the email. Here is the email for any inquiry. Please send your email. I will be looking at the question, but just in case, you can send your inquiries to this email. This is very important. And now I'll be asking Ms. Asma Jelani from our own English high school girls, the winner of Sharjah Educational Excellency Award on its 26th session, Outstanding School, to talk about their experience and practices in working on this file. Ms. Asma.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Yes.
A very good evening to all my colleagues. Thank you so much, Sama, for this workshop. Okay, good evening, colleagues. This is Asma Gilani, Principal, Arun English High School, Sharjah Girls. At the, I mean, before beginning my presentation, I would like to thank the Sharjah Education Council and the Sharjah government for recognizing and appreciating our efforts. It's an external validation of all our efforts and achievements that we've gathered over a period of time. It's not an easy task. As Sama rightly said, it's a distinguished school category. So everything that you're presenting has to be of a very high caliber, very high quality, and anything that you say in your story, it's your story, you need to evidence it. So whatever we are writing in the application form, we are putting in words, that needs to be substantiated by what we have done in the school. So last year, even we attended this workshop conducted by the Sharjah, Council, and it was very, very informative. If you've heard Sama very carefully, I think that's the first step in the right direction. Read the instructions very carefully. Do not use jargon. My advice to all of you is be pertinent, be specific. Read what is being asked for. It's a very, very exhaustive exercise. It's a time-consuming exercise. It's very rigorous. You need to have thinkers on board. You need to have leaders and teachers. You can't just put it on one teacher or a committee with 4 or 5 teachers. You need your teachers, your middle management leaders, yourself. You need to be involved in the process. You need to know what is going into the file. That's very important. I would suggest that you have a team, a core team of leaders and teachers, and assign them focus areas. You need to do a brainstorming